Hello, this is my submission for the They Came From challenge. It's also the second ever YouTube video I've made, apart from going ziplining on a vacation to Costa Rica in 2007. Been following where I did follow the RPG Brigade. I still follow Tetsubo, and obviously the gentleman in question. My They Came From is called They Came From Back Yonder, because it's based on the Silver John stories by Manly Wade Wellman. I was going to describe it as American folk horror, but it's more sort of rural fantasy because there isn't really much of a horrific aspect to it, just supernatural. So it's called They Came From Back Yonder. The archetypes that I came up with: the rambler wanders hither and yon just to see what's over the next ridge, helping folks along the way. It's the hero of the stories usually. The hedge witch, schooled in simple hexes, charms, and brews used to help other members of the community, almost certainly has a copy of The Long Lost Friend back in the cabin. The Long Lost Friend is a book of folk magic from the 19th century that gets a lot of mentions in the stories. The scholar, either one of the very few university graduates in the area or an autodidact with a huge library, may be a resident or may have traveled from a college town to do research. The worker, salt of the earth, knows how to do just about anything necessary to keep a farm running, from animal husbandry to metalworking. The seeker, fervent devotee of any number of different flavors of woo, seeking lost wisdom or going back to the land. And the elder, not necessarily all that old, but looked up to as a person with experience and authority anyway, often the head of a family of strapping workers. And I'm not sure exactly how the cinematics work in terms of cost, so I didn't price these, I guess you'd call them. But the first one is That Brings to Mind a Song. You remember an old-timey tune, probably a murder ballad, whose lyrics contain a clue to the mystery you're investigating. How come you on? You unexpectedly meet an old friend who's come to the same area to investigate the same mystery. Not much more than a deer path. You find a shortcut that allows you to avoid some danger or obstacle that would have stopped your progress otherwise. And I threw in a fourth one just because I was going to leave it out because I thought it was a little too similar to Suddenly an Item in Your Pocket Becomes Blessed in the non-exploitation version. But this is sort of the same idea for Back Yonder. I called it No Unchancy Thing Can Abide It. You suddenly find a small object made from pure silver that you can use to wound or repel a supernatural creature. That's it. That's the whole list. Hide whoever of the brigade is still out there. Shout out to Becky and Jason, whatever became of them. At least says hi.